All right, everybody, welcome. Today's class is going to be slightly different due to coldness, and this is a really nice alternative actually to doing sun salutations. So let's just start with our tiptoes and heels as usual. Let's get the feet.
Hi, Veronica. Sorry to interrupt, but your main camera is frozen and I can't hear, and I think I'm not sure if I'm the only one that's
No, me too. I can't hear. I can't. It's frozen.
No, I can't hear either.
Okay.
Did you hear that, Veronica? I think she's gone and she come back?
I'm back.
You're back.
Hello.
I'm back.
Okay, good. I don't know why that happens. We've got brand new super internet. Okay, we're doing tiptoes and heels. Let's start there again then. I was just saying as we got off that, my body is not itself. So it quite quickly tells me to stop, and I'm listening to that. You can carry on for a little while, and you can add your hands. So again, we're just going to wake up the hands in whichever way you want. Now, my body's been very sensitive with this cold. So a light touch has been much more what my body's been after, and it has a better effect. So I'm just gently stroking or doing this one. Yeah, where we walk, just gently outline the fingers with the hands. But you might be massaging and all sorts of harder things, stronger things. And then we've got the face. So gentle stroking. Across, across, across. And in a minute we're going to do a bit of tapping actually, so let's just leave the tapping for now. And then we just can relax that jaw and just have that moment that we're getting more and more used to, feeling the feet, the hands and the face. And just take a breath into the feet, hands and face. Just noticing it. Can you feel them all? So the sun salutations, I keep saying, a lot of it is about stimulating the limbs. So we're going to do this one to stimulate the limbs today. So we're going to tap. Now, before we start, I want you to get the rate of your tap, the rhythm of your tap, and the strength of your tap right for your body. Okay, so you might need it hard, and you might find it too much and want to do it really light. So just see how you feel. And then once you've got that tap, we're going to tap down the outside. We're going to come down to this ankle where we know there's a gland and give that a bit of extra time. And then come up the inside. And here at the groin, we've got a big set of glands, so give them an extra bit of tap. And then we go again. Down the outside, tap the ankle, especially in that area, we know where the gland is. Up the inside, tap the groin. One more. Tapping all the way down the groin. And then just see how that feels when you stop. If you feel tingling, you know that the lymphs have started to flow. Okay, and then we're going to do the tummy. So that's really, really hot, you see, like I've only just started and that's really, really hot. So gentle tapping of the tummy in a clockwise direction. So if 12 is down at the pubic bone and 6 is up here at the breastbone, it's gently clockwise and not too hard. It's just to stimulate a little bit. And then we're going to come up and do the thymus gland. So again, just here, thymus gland likes it alternate. Just doing one side and then the other. And that thymus going. And then we'll just start with the back. So here, tapping here in the back, you can tap your adrenal glands, but actually I prefer to rub them. I think it's a bit easier to rub them. We are going to be working with these again later, so let's just rub them anyway. As always, I've got my hands in
You've
You're
frozen again.
It's still frozen, Veronica, for me.
Same here.
Yeah, the same.
Okay, guys, I've switched over to 4G because the Wi-Fi is obviously not doing very much. Can you all hear me? Can you somebody just say yes or no for me? Hello? Hello? All right, guys, are you there? Can somebody just let me
Yes.
know that they can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're back online. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I've switched to the 4G because it looks like it's the Wi-Fi that's an issue. The network connection has failed for some reason, so I can't see you at the moment. So I hope that you're all right.
It's very wobbly, and it's telling me that your network band is low.
You've gone again.
Moving forward, let's see what happens. Okay.
Would it help if we turned our cameras off and we could just see
So
you?
where were we?
That would help.
I don't know what's happening with the Wi-Fi. There's something up with it.
Can't
Might
see-
do.
can't-
It's
can't see you
worth
at the
trying
moment.
because I'd like to see you, but I can't anyway. So yeah, okay. I'm just double checking that nobody else is using the Wi-Fi right now. Perhaps not. Okay. Right. Right. Can you see me now?
We can, but it's a bit blurry and the picture's very staggered. Can't see you in the picture, can see the room.
Okay. Oh no, I'm not in the. I'm behind the camera at the moment.
Okay.
That would be why.
It kind of breaks up. And it's quite kind of pixelated.
Okay.
That's better, bit better.
Let me see if I can switch the Wi-Fi back on. See what happens. So is that improved at all?
Yeah, it's a bit we can see the room.
Okay. So I'm here.
There you are.
Okay. Let's hope it picks up. Can you hear me now?
You're quite pixelated, you're not very clear, but can see you, can hear you. Right.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully the Wi-Fi will stop behaving itself in a minute. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. Because it's worked fine this past few weeks. I think there's something up with the network in general. All right. Let's hope that my instructions hit the spot. We were going to just do one more tap because we kind of lost it there. So let's just tap down the legs and back up one more time. down around the tummy, down into the back up to the thymus, and then we can start on the arm. So start on the underarm where the gland is here, and then work your way down and back up. And we're going to do that 3 times, and we're going to again spend a little bit of extra time in the underarm here. And when we're done 3 times, we want to feel again the difference between the 2 sides. Hopefully one arm is a bit more tingly, and we know we've done a good job. Sometimes for some of us it might take more than 3 times, you see. It might take 4 before you feel that tingle. So just judge it yourself. Getting that gland in there. Lovely. And just relaxing the arm when you're done. Okay, so the thyroid doesn't like to be tapped, so we're going to give that a stroke. I've got 2 fingers here, and I'm imagining the little hairs on my skin, and I'm giving them a little curl. Curl, curl. Either side, so starting at the top, either side of the Adam's apple, I'm just curling them. Try not to touch the skin, just the hairs. And then going a little wider, there's a gland right here underneath your jaw. I'm doing the same there. Stimulating it with this little gentle curling of the hairs. About 3 times each is usually enough, and you might feel this or you might not. It's quite subtle. Feeling in the throat. Lovely. Okay, so we come to the face, starting with tapping the jaw to the chin and back, to the mouth and back, to the nose and back. Come up to the temple, tap the temple for a moment, and tap across the brow and back. And then from the temple back to the brow, turn the fingers around and take them over the top of the head, round the back to the nape. Tap a little bit extra there, really important gland there, especially for immunity. It's more a valve than a gland really. And then down underneath the ears to where we were starting our little tap earlier, and to the jaw. Again, chin and back, lips and back, nose and back, temple, brow and back, brow over the top, round the back, and again, last time, chin and back, mouth and back, nose and back, temple, brow and back, brow turn up and over, back of the head. Oh, it feels so good, that back of the head feel. I might just stay there a little bit longer because it feels so nice. And then when I'm down, it's like, oh, tingling all over. Take a breath. That tingle is the feeling of your lymphs flowing. So let them flow. And then we'll do a little bit for the spine. So let's bend the knees and start to go from one side to the other. One side to the other. To the other. And you can add a little bit of a bounce, so come in a little bit lower. So this bounce makes these glands in the legs here work a little bit, and then bring it back up higher and higher, reaching up all the way up, and then back to the middle and all the way down, a little bounce. So we're going up and down, looking behind you so you get that twist in the spine. Coming all the way back up, still looking behind you, don't lose that bit. And then when you feel a little bit fizzy, a little bit dizzy even, you can come and ground through the pyramid pose. Okay, so we've got the arms straight, you can feel the connection between the foot, the hand, the shoulders and the neck. Take a breath. And as you breathe out, twist through that central line. We looked at the central line last week. Back to the middle, and the other side. Back to the middle, and coming back to standing. So just a little recap. Last week we talked about this central line through the center of the body, And we looked very closely at understanding which side is which side. And we didn't name it at first, yeah? So we were just feeling into the right or feeling into the left. Now that's quite two-dimensional. So today we're going to have a look at the three-dimensional aspect of this, which is through a reflex called the spinal galant. And it starts with warming up these, what we call hot plates. Okay, so we've got these two hot plates here, really nice and warm, and we can feel them. So this is why we didn't do this for very long earlier. We're going to do it for as long as we can until we feel a proper heat. And then when you do feel the proper heat, just hold the hands there. And just acknowledge that, like a cooker, you've got two hot plates here beneath the hands. Now we can sit down for this bit because we're going to do this work on the floor today anyway. But let's start with this hot plate up the top here. Now notice I'm holding my arm so that I don't have to carry it. And I'm trying to rub here, using the fingertips to warm up this hot plate up here. Now if you can't reach, what I tend to do for people who can't reach in class is I've got these little hand warmers that we put on here to create the heat. And just put the hand on there after you've rubbed, feel that hot plate up the top there come alive, and then we'll swap and we'll do the other side. Okay. Again, so you might be able to reach a little bit easier with one side than the other. And when your arm gets tired, just hold it so you can feel. So when you've finished, you can feel all four hot plates. Just have a feel of them. And actually the best way to feel them is the way the baby does it. So that's why we're going to lie down first, because apart from the fact that when you're lying down, yoga is really good. So when a baby is learning this, they've got their arms and legs in the air. Ever wondered why they spend so long, months and months on their backs doing all sorts of movements like this, okay? And that's why, because if you bring the weight of your legs over your lower two hot plates and the weight of your arms over the top two hot plates, you can feel the input that you're getting, and we'll be feeling this more and more as the class goes on. Okay? Just have a little moment. You can wiggle about if you want to and just feel the movement and how it's connected. So each palm of the hand all the way through the arm is connected to the top two hot plate, and each sole of the foot through the leg is connected to the lower two hot plates. So now, and this is the hard bit to teach, okay? We're going to roll onto our side. And we're going to imagine those two hot plates at the top. Okay, so I'm standing up just so you can see it's this one and this one. I haven't got my hands there, I'm just imagining them there. But their heat is so strong that it comes into the front of my hip and the front of my shoulder. Okay, and then we're going to start to move them. Okay, so the first movement is to push the hot plates away from you, both at the same time. So the lower hip one and the shoulder one pushed away. And then relax. And then push them forwards. As if there were a pair of hands, you know, here and here, and you were pushing into them. And relax. Good. And then slightly more complicated. The hip is going to go down and the shoulder is going to go up. And then relax. Don't worry, we are going to repeat it, so if you're getting lost, we'll come back to it. And then the hips going up and the shoulders going down. So the two hot plates on that side are trying to come closer together. And then relax. Okay, a little bit more complicated. So the hip is going to go forward, the shoulder is going to go back. And relax. The hip going back, the shoulder going forward. And relax. Okay, let's go through that again. So push two hot plates away from you. And relax. Push two hot plates forward. and relax. Push the lower hot plate down, the top hot plate up and relax. Lower hot plate up, shoulder down and relax. Hip forward, shoulder back. Relax. Hip back, shoulder forward and relax. And just to sort of finish it off, push the two hot plates backwards, and as you do so, roll onto your back. Just notice how you can really feel one side much more than the other. And we've literally woken up those pathways in our back. And our backs are going to be nice and wide awake, which means nobody can jump out on us because we'll know they're there. All right, so we're going to go and do the other side. So again, hot plate at the bottom here, hot plate at the top here. We're going to push them away and relax. Push them forwards and relax. Hip down, shoulder up and relax. Hip up, shoulder down and relax. Hip forward, shoulder back and relax. And hip back, shoulder forwards and relax. Again, push the two away. Relax. Push the two forward. Relax. Hip down, shoulder up. Relax. Hip up, shoulder down. Relax. Hip forward, shoulder back. Relax, and hip back, shoulder forward. And relax. And again, roll onto your back. Hopefully, both sides are equally awake. And lift up your legs and arms. And see how you can really feel now much more this connection. You bring the weight of the legs over. And that weight of the arms over those hot plates are much better connected just from that movement. And I'm going to come up and use it as a way of organizing ourselves when we're doing our movement in yoga. Okay, so we get good movement in yoga. I'm going to try one more time to connect up. See if I can see you. Quite nice. So we've got the legs out in front. Okay, so we're going to do a forward bend here. Okay, now this is going to start very simply. When we have our legs relaxing, the lower two hot plates are moving down towards the earth. When we're lifting our breast motor stuff we've done in the last few weeks, and we're reaching with our arms, the top two hot plates are moving up, away from them. So we've got hip down, shoulder up. Now, can you, as you come forward and begin to stretch, see how your body feels, can you feel the same thing happen again? Because what happens when you get tension and pain is that you're going to lift the lower two hot plates off the floor. So put them back down, let them sink. And the top two hot plates might compact themselves down towards the other two. So breathe in and feel them stretch away. Relax. So each breath, you can feel the lower two hot plates sinking away and the top two hot plates reaching. It's nice and simple. Now the same is the case with a back bend. Again, a nice simple stretch here, legs out in front. And with the hot plates in mind, the lower two hot plates stay on the ground. Remember the sack of potato session that we did, yeah? And as you breathe in and look up and back, the top two hot plates are moving away. Almost floating away. So we'll do these simple versions and then we'll go and do a little bit more complex ones. So sideward bend. This sideward bend, what I often see is one side doing one thing, but the other side not. So what's happening with this straight arm is that this hot plate on this side is going down and the hot plate on this side is going up. But on the other side, what's happening on this side, bend your elbow, and this hot plate is going up and the shoulder is coming down. Yeah, just notice the difference there. It's a much stronger stretch when both the hot plates are doing what they're meant to be doing. And then we're reaching up, going over to the other side. Again, thinking about what's happening, that hot plate going down, this hot plate going up, and on the other side, the two hot plates moving together. It gives us a very, very good, easy stretch. Okay, so in a twist. Okay, so let's go a little bit more complex to think about it more and more. So let's start with the easy side. So we've crossed the hand over the midline onto the knee, and this shoulder is going back, and the hip on the floor on the same side is going forward. Okay, so that bit's easy. So what's happening on the other side? On this side, the shoulder's going forward and the hip's not moving, but it feels like it's going back. And notice that when you get that, a new movement that wasn't there before comes in. You know, the shoulder breathing. And you come back to the middle and try the other side. Again, thinking about what am I doing? This shoulder here is going backwards as I look over it. The hip is going forwards. And on the other side, the shoulder's going forward. Hip, although static, feels like it's going back. Back to the center. And just for the sake of evening things out, let's have a little circle here. Just noticing that how you can really feel your back, how it's like wide awake. And don't forget to change direction. So then we can start to have a look at different yoga poses that we're used to. So when we come onto hands and knees, for example, and we do something like cat-cow. We start with cow. What's happening here is the two hot plates are coming closer together. And then as you go into cat, the tail comes down, the two hot plates are moving apart. And we can move from one to the other. Hot plates coming together. And making sure that they're moving slightly apart. And just feeling that central line that is the spine doing its thing. We'll be looking more at the central line in a couple of weeks. When you come to neutral, feel how even in a position like this, the hands are directly below the top two hot plates and the knees are directly below the lower two hot plates. So this helps you also to orientate. If you've always wanted to know, how do people know where to put their hands and feet? This is one of the ways. So in downward dog, if I tuck my toes under, and I'll just show you quickly. Downward dog, we want all four hot plates to be nicely aligned. Now what sometimes happens, and I don't know if you can see this clearly, but sometimes one side, the hot plates are moving away from each other, and the other side, they're kind of collapsing. So with this in mind now that we can feel all four hot plates, make sure that you can bring them both apart. So the lower two hot plates thinking towards the earth. ones in the shoulders, and the top two hot plates by your bottom, rising up towards the ceiling. Just checking that they're both moving away from each other. When your hands and arms have had enough, bring yourself down, rest your head, bring the hands by your feet. Again, probably quite aware of your back there, your comfort. We all love to be hugged, to be held in our back. And part of the reason is that it brings feeling into it. But we can create our own comfort by waking up our own back. And having that sense of being able to hug ourselves. Lovely. And when you've had a nice little rest there, you can spend as long as you need to. For some of us, this work is really neurologically rich. Might be feeling a little bit overwhelming. So remember your feet, hands and face. You can give them a rub, wake them up. Bring yourself back to where we were at the beginning. You could even just sit with the feet in the hands and the hands in the feet and just relax your jaw. Just for a moment. Just to bring it all back to earth. We will get a chance to do some really relaxing stuff before we finish, thankfully. So if it is feeling a bit too much, don't worry. Okay, so we're going to just try now to do slightly more complex poses, just to see how this works. Now, one of the things that happens when we do slightly more complex poses is that our mind reacts and goes, oh no, and then our body reacts and goes, oh no, and then we'll tense something. One of those hot plates won't be in alignment if we feel that tension. So this is why I keep saying it's so important to be relaxed when you're stretching. So I've got my legs nice and open wide. I'm turned to face one leg. And as I turn to face this leg, I want to line up my 4 hot plates. Are they all lined up? Especially these two. Yeah, they can be really out of alignment. And then as I come in to do a forward bend, as we know from before, that psoas muscle wants to pick up off the floor. And so I'm slightly lopsided here. I've got one hot plate on the floor and the other one off the floor. So I want to put that hot plate down. I want to even them out. And then with my breathing, feel the top 2 hot plates floating away. Come around and try it on the other side. So again, I'm turning, try and line up my 4 hot plates. As I come forward, I'm trying to keep the 2 lower hot plates on the floor. Think sack of potatoes, letting the bottom go down. And as I breathe, the top 2 hot plates gently floating away. Okay, so coming into a little bit of hip stretching is always good. Hip stretching brings us joy, or at least it releases joy into the body. So as you come forward, how does that feel? Can I drop those 2 lower hot plates down, or am I trying to pick them up? Let those legs be heavy. Let your bottom be like that sack of potatoes. Top 2 hot plates reaching. And then when we come to do this slightly more difficult one, the orientation of our hot plates is going to be really useful, right? So I'm going to turn my 4 hot plates to face this one leg. I'm then going to bring my hand down the leg as far as I can go. I'm still trying to keep those 4 hot plates though, facing that leg. And then if I lift the arm, we've got a sided bend. So we've got one hot plate going down on one side and the other one reaching away. And then on the other side, like the side bend we did earlier, we've got this hot plate here coming up and this hot plate here going down. So feel how much of a better stretch it is when we include that other side. And when you come out, lift that arm, reach those hot plates away. And you might feel a little bit lopsided. Feel your back. And then we'll do the other side, just to even it out, right? So looking at the other leg, lining up your 4 hot plates. As I slide this hand down, thinking I'm trying to keep those 4 hot plates nicely aligned just for now. And then as I lift this arm up, I start to change what I'm doing. Hot plate down, arm up on one side, and the hot plate up and shoulder down on the other side. And breathe. Change it. Okay, so then, final stretch. Sitting up, and we'll come to bringing this lying down because a lot of lying down work is really good for this. So we're going to cross the leg over the midline. We're going to cross the arm over the midline. So we're looking behind us. And again, just as before, with the twist before, what's happening here? Shoulder back, hip forward. Notice how you could resist here, the hip going forward. And on the other side, the shoulder's going forward, the hip is going back. Breathe. Feeling that orientation. Feeling those 4 hot plates doing their thing. Feeling the back, how awake it is. And spending as long as you want. You might be having a little breakthrough there, so you want to make sure that you stay with it until, and then we'll do the other side. So crossing the leg, crossing the arm, looking behind you, and again feeling into what are your hot plates doing. What are they doing? Shoulder going back, hip going forward on one side. Lovely. And when you're done, just a little evening out of the 2 sides by circling. So don't forget, as I said before, the circling is nice for the pelvis, but don't forget to also be circling in the breastbone too. So the top 2 hot plates are also moving. And it's very easy to just move the lower 2 and not the top 2. Okay. And then we'll come to the floor. So in terms of alignment, people often ask me, where do I put my feet? So the feet, when they're hip distance apart, are lined up with your lower 2 hot plates. So that's nice and easy. You can bring them and line them up with the 2 hot plates. You can feel that nicely. And then as you push through the feet, we come into our bridge pose. We get the weight come into those top 2 hot plates. So now it's reversed, right? So now the lower 2 hot plates, the shoulder hot plates are sinking into the earth, and the top 2 hot plates are moving away. And then as you lower yourself down, And feel those 4 hot plates reach the floor. Just feel the relief that comes through the limbs. When the limbs know that they're completely supported. Literally, you've got your own back. We can lift up the legs. We're going to actually, let's do one leg at a time. Let's have one leg on the floor, one leg up. Feel that, the weight of that leg come in. We're going to hug it in towards us. And then at the same time that we're sort of pulling it in, we're going to slightly push down into the hot plate. You can really feel that response and let it all relax. Let the leg relax. Only the arms are working to push it down, and then we'll swap sides. This is lovely to do if you've got any kind of back pain. This sort of feedback into the back really helps. Bringing the knee in first. It's a nice easy stretch. And then down. Push through that femur and feel the hot plate. We can do the same thing with the arm. So we bend the elbow, we put the hand on the shoulder. And with the other hand, you can push through the upper arm bones into the top 2 hot plates. And swapping sides can be harder on one side than the other, especially if you've got tension in the shoulders. Just try and get the same feeling on both sides. And then when you release the arms out to your sides, you can just feel those hot plates there. And as we do our floor twist, we're going to bring the foot to the knee and push that leg over. Just feeling what's happening here, right? So what's happening here? The shoulder on the floor is going back. The top hip is going forwards. That's quite obvious. What's not so obvious is what's happening on the other side. So if you've got tension in the shoulder, you might be pushing the hot plate into the floor. But actually that hot plate, the shoulder hot plate wants to lift. And the lower hip hot plate wants to go back. It's not actually moving, but it's kind of how it feels. Of course, you remember you can always bring the hand to play here if you want to stretch a bit more. But be careful when you pull on this knee that the hot plate that's on the floor, the shoulder hot plate, remains there. And you come back to the middle. Again, feeling those 4 hot plates land on the floor. Feeling how you're a little bit lopsided. Bring the foot onto the other side straight away so you can even it out. Push. And just think about what you're doing here. Hips going forward, shoulders staying back, especially as the head rolls over, it helps. And then think about what's happening on the other side. That lower hip is going backwards. Well, it feels like it is anyway. And the shoulder is going forwards. If you let it relax. And back to the center, feeling hopefully like these 2 sides have been nicely evened out. And for the fish, if you've ever wondered with the fish, like where exactly do I put my hands? Yeah, it's right below your hot plate. So palms of the hands facing down. And then when I say sit on your hands, you're actually sitting on the hot plates. Elbows tuck in, the legs are nice and straight. And as you push through the elbows, you're pushing into the top 2 hot plates, lifting them away from the lower 2 hot plates. just slightly. Breathing, remember this is the one that gives us the happy hormones. So the longer we can stay, the better. Sometimes it's nice to get one of those yoga wheels and just sort of lie, or a bolster, and just lie like that, because it's so good when you come back. Tuck the chin in, release the hands out from underneath you. Or releasing that wave, that tingly wave that you feel is the change in the chemical nature of your body. Away from stress and towards happy hormones. Of course, some sessions we do more for that than we have today. But we're not going to go into relaxation, not without switching our nervous system into relaxation mode. So let's have the soles of the feet on the floor. Line them up with your hot plates and begin to push through the floor and begin to rock. And you can do this again with the awareness in your back. Can you feel your lower two hot plates rocking? Can you feel your upper two hot plates rocking? Gently relax your jaw. Let the head be a bit like one of those Churchill dogs in the back of a car, just nodding away. It's not doing anything, the car's doing it. So in this case, the body is doing the movement and the head is just going with it. Getting to a rhythm. Feeling all four hot plates moving to a rhythm. When there's a response in your body, whether it's a slightly deeper breath, a tingle, a thought that comes in sideways that you didn't have before, any kind of change at all, remember to bring it to stillness, release the legs, and just observe how it feels. Lovely, switching over. I'm going to do one more. Let's roll on to our front. So we've got palm upon palm, creating a little pillow for our forehead. And in this one, which is quite nice with the hot plates, is that you can feel the lower two hot plates gently rocking from side to side. So again, you're getting into a rhythm. And then just feeling into the body, how it feels. If it's all a bit too much, remember your feet, hands and face. And to bring it all to gentle stillness when the time is right for you. And then we're going to roll back onto our back. So after a moment, not straight away, after a moment, feeling what you're feeling. And the final rock, which is the one that's best for sort of high levels of anxiety. A little bit tricky to do, but worth a try. So I've got my hands on my rib cage and I'm gently rocking my rib cage. But what I want you to notice as well today is that my upper two hot plates are being rocked side to side here as well. Now, if you find this hand positioning too difficult, or if the rib cage is too tight and won't actually move, you can change your hand position. Have the right hand over the left rib cage, the left hand on your elbow, and rock here. And here you feel these two hot plates rocking much more. So 2 alternatives depending on your comfort levels here. And again, we want to keep it up. No more than 2 minutes. And stopping if you feel different, if something different happens. And I said it can be as subtle as a sigh or as strong as a agitating thought suddenly come in. And these are all signs that the nervous system has done its job. And when you bring it to stillness, just let go of the arms. Feel those upper 2 hot plates, how they are able to relax now. A little bit deeper than before. And of course, as you know, we're going to go into our relaxation now. So hopefully you've got a blanket close by you can just cover yourself with. And if you haven't got it right next to you, so in future, just trying to remember to bring one and bring it and, you know, have it at arm's length. And then we'll come to an awareness of breath. So if you did have to move to get your blanket, have a little moment again with your 4 hot plates. Can you feel the lower 2 hot plates sinking into the earth? Can you feel the top 2 hot plates held by the ground? And this feeling of waking up your back and being held by the earth is akin to that deep need that we have inside of us to be held by someone. Our inner child wants to be held by our parent. Our adult self wants to be held by some other. But we also have the capacity to have that feeling within us. Just by feeling the earth like our mother holding us. So just notice the lower 2 hot plates. And bring your attention over to the right side hot plate on the lower back. And like the song, the thigh bones connected to the hip bone, we're going to come down and connect this leg to this hot plate. So let your attention come down to the sole of the foot. Feel the sole of the foot, the warmth, the toes, the top of the foot, the ankle. Connect the ankle and foot to the calf and the shin and the knee. Connect the knee into the thigh and into the hip and into that lower hot plate. So that you can feel the sole of the foot and the hot plate on the right side connected. And then crossing the midline, bring your awareness to the left hot plate in the lower back. Bring your awareness all the way down to the sole of the foot. Feel that sole of the foot, top of the foot, toes, connecting the foot to the ankle to the calf and the shin, the knee to the thigh, thigh to the hip and the hip to that lower hot plate. So on the left side, you can feel the lower left hot plate connected to the sole of the foot. Now feel these 2 hot plates connect to each other. Feel the lower 2 hot plates merge. Their heat so strong that you can't feel a difference. They're merging into each other. But the whole of the lower body is warm and sinking and relaxing. Switching your attention then to the top 2 hot plates beneath your shoulders. Let your awareness land on the right side. And again, we're going to connect this hot plate to that right arm, bringing your awareness all the way to the right palm of the hand, the back of the hand, the fingers, the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, and to the hot plate. So you can distinctly feel the palm of the hand connected in to that top right hot plate. And let your awareness cross the midline and bring it over to the left side, feeling that left hot plate in the shoulder. Bring your attention down the arm to feel the left palm of the hand, back of the hand, fingers, the wrist, the lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. And letting that palm of the hand be directly connected through the arm to that upper hot plate. And so now we can feel those two hot plates beginning to merge into each other. Like a warm hand hugging your upper and a warm hand holding your lower back. Feel all four hot plates connect to each other, the lower to the upper to the lower, so that it feels as if the whole of the back is held. And because it's held, all four limbs can let go. So as you breathe in, you can breathe into the whole body, right down to the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands, feeling those four quadrants, the four hot plates, all connected. And as you breathe out, allow the whole of the back to really deeply sink into the earth. Feel the back of the head lengthen as the jaw begins to relax, the lips soften, the cheeks soften, the area around the eyes letting go, the forehead flattening out a little bit, and the top of the head, and the nape of the neck relaxing. So now as you breathe in, you can feel this whole body. And as you breathe out, you feel the weight letting go into the four hot plates, the limbs letting go from the hot plates, so you feel completely supported by the earth. Let the earth come up to meet you, let it hold you. For a moment, there's nothing that you have to do, think about, no way you have to be. Just here, right now. Allowing the body to let go. Breathing in, feeling the whole body, aware of the palms of the hands connected into the four hot plates, the face and neck relaxed. And as you breathe out, letting go into the earth. A little bit more. And then seeing if there's a moment where you can feel both these awarenesses simultaneously. Can you feel the sense of letting go completely into the earth, the limbs relaxing into the hot plates letting go into the earth, and the sense of your whole body felt simultaneously. All these two different sensations at the same time. Breathing in. Aware of the whole body, breathing out, letting the whole body let go into and then occasionally just having that moment to feel the two simultaneous. And as always, the class finishes when you want it to. So if you feel like you need to spend a little bit more time relaxing, if you've got any questions or feedback, feeling free to email me. I'm just going to turn the camera off and let you decide what to do.